Greetings, incredible LTDE 5302 students. Welcome to Module Week 4 of the course, in which we will be discussing transforming instructional design with digital tools and resources. Let's begin by exploring the learning resources for this week. Throughout this module, we will be focusing specifically on ways in which digital tools and resources, when intentionally implemented towards student-centered learning, actually have the power to transform instructional design endeavors to create even more meaningful and memorable learning experiences for students. We are going to continue to work towards developing a technology-rich, learner-centered unit of instruction, again focusing upon principles of backward design. Within this module, you will have the opportunity to evaluate the appropriate use of technologies as instructional tools. You will also continue to formulate strategies for student-centered, differentiated learning experiences, again through authentic assessment pieces. And within this unit, you will continue to think through principles of backward design and how they impact instructional planning. You have a number of journal articles to explore, as well as a link to Rubistar for Teachers, which we will view in more depth at a later time. Among the videos included for this week are Singapore's 21st Century Teaching Strategies, and I highly recommend that you view this video thinking in terms of the innovative ways in which the instructors featured in this video focus upon student-centered learning endeavors. As you view this video, you will notice that some of the technology is a bit outdated, but the principles that are applied throughout this video involving giving students the opportunity to be creators of new learning experiences are classic principles that are still very applicable and incredibly important to today's learning settings. And then there's also a tutorial for beginners focusing upon Weebly. And Weebly is the tool that we will be using to develop digital portfolios for the Master of Science in Learning, Technology, and Design program. In case you are unfamiliar with Weebly, this is an excellent time to begin getting acquainted with this awesome digital tool. If you are familiar, there's no need to view this video, but if you've never used Weebly before, you can begin by creating an account within Weebly using your HBU student email address, and you will only need a free account for the purposes of this course, and you will also be using Weebly throughout your time in the program as you continue to develop your digital portfolio and also as you create other tools for learning within future courses. Now let's go ahead and look at the assignments for this week. Let's first explore the discussion board forum 4. Now, we know that effective instructional designers seek to create student-centered, differentiated learning experiences, including the use of various digital tools and resources. So throughout this week, you're going to have the opportunity to apply what you have learned about instructional design, focusing specifically upon key factors that transform instructional environments in today's digital world. In this discussion forum in particular, you are going to respond to the discussion question with an audio recording using the free internet-based tool called Vocaroo. You also will create 2 replies that are audio recorded. So this discussion forum is a bit different from previous discussion forums in that you will not be creating text-based initial threads or responses. We know that spoken words sometimes convey a much richer message than solely text-based communication. And so instructional designers must be able to effectively convey information in both written and spoken formats. So this is why we are going to apply this principle of communicating effectively through spoken word as we engage in this discussion forum. So you're going to use the free tool called Vocaroo. There's a link here. You will see that this tool is exceptionally easy to use. In fact, you will simply click the recording button when you are ready to record. And then once you have finished your recording, you'll click this button again and you can listen to the recording. You see that mine was only 7 seconds long. You will want to create a recording between 2 and 10 minutes for your initial thread, as well as your replies to classmates. And then once you've finished recording, you can simply click save and share. And then you will receive a link that will take you directly to your recording. And simply by clicking this button here, you will be taken directly to your recording. You actually can listen to it again and again. For future reference, you can also click the QR code link and receive a QR code that will also take a listener directly to the recording simply by scanning that QR code. So this is an incredibly easy to use tool for voice recordings. I absolutely love this tool. In fact, sometimes when I'm responding to students within a discussion forum, I will use Vocaroo to create a response because I do believe that it is important that our students as learners hear from us in spoken word and not simply receive word from us that is textual in nature. All right, so you're going to be responding to these questions. In your opinion, and based on your reading and video assignments thus far, what are some key factors to transforming instructional environments into vibrant, engaging experiences for students? And how does your faith influence your perspective? You are encouraged to include scriptural and faith-based resources to support your response. Additionally, and this is an important key factor, you will want to conclude your audio recording with a reflection question for your audience to ponder and respond to as they reply to your post. Now, we know that one key characteristic of effective educators is that they are able to ask thought-provoking, critical thinking questions. And so this is your opportunity to build that skill of developing a thought-provoking question. A question that would cause those who listen to your audio recording to think critically about what you have said, to employ critical thinking. And so you'll want to include that question. And after you have posted your initial thread, you'll want to reply to at least 2 colleagues' posts with audio recordings, again between 2 and 10 minutes, using Vocaroo. Your reply to your classmates should be a substantial reply and also include references to the reading and video assignments. And you are asked to, in this discussion forum, respond to at least 1 classmate to whom you have not yet replied in a previous discussion forum. So this is very important that we engage with colleagues we may not yet have engaged with in the course. This is a reciprocal learning experience. We're learning from one another, and so we want to be sure that we have a diverse learning experience in which we are learning from a variety of colleagues within the course. And so you'll want to reply to at least 1 classmate to whom you have not yet replied in a previous discussion forum. And in both responses, please be sure that you are intentionally addressing the questions for reflection included in your classmate's initial thread. So there you go. Those are the instructions for this discussion forum. And then this week, you will be creating stage 3 of your unit plan. So you'll be completing the unit plan, which is very exciting. It's something you've been working diligently on over the past several weeks. And so once again, let's look at the template as well as the sample. And actually, I'd like for us to look at this sample first because I believe that this will give us a clear understanding of exactly what we're aiming for as we complete stage 3 of the unit plan. And so for this stage, you basically will want to map out in detail the activities that are taking place on a daily basis. So remember, through backward design, we began with the end in mind. We started with the big ideas. We started with the essential questions, and then we focused upon assessment measures. And now we are going to focus upon daily activities. And we know that this is the exact opposite of the ways in which many educators plan learning experiences. They'll start first with the daily activities, and then from there they'll think about assessment measures and then essential questions and big ideas. But instead, we want to put first things first, think about the most important, essential, key elements first, and then build from there. And so now we've reached the point where we're actually planning out our daily learning experiences, what is to take place on a daily basis. Now, this example is for 3 weeks of instruction. If your unit plan is for 3 weeks of instruction, then you'll want to actually include activities for 3 weeks. If it's 5 weeks, you'll want to do 5 weeks. And again, as I've mentioned in previous videos, you want this to be detailed enough that a perfect stranger could pick this up and discern what needs to take place within that instructional setting. So for example, a substitute teacher could walk in the room, pick this plan up, and be able to execute the activities that you have detailed through stage 3. You also will want to include a rubric. You'll want to create a rubric for one assessment measure. And this can be any assessment that you prefer. The goal is for this to be a summative assessment measure that's described within your unit plan. And so basically it should be something that is overarching, something that's showing a summary of the knowledge and skills that students should have acquired over the course of their time spent learning throughout this unit plan. And so if you have not yet created a rubric, you may never have had the opportunity to do so. Rubistar is an exceptional resource for rubric creation. And so I'm going to show you how to create a rubric using Rubistar. But before I do, I just want to remind you of the fact that the template is available to you within this assignment submission area. So let's go ahead and open this template. It's something we've seen a number of times before. But the fact of the matter is that this template is very brief in comparison to the detailed example I just showed you. And so you want to be sure that you are fleshing out the daily activities, the learning experiences in detail. That's incredibly, incredibly important. So you have the template there for your reference. Now let's go ahead and look at Rubistar, which is an excellent resource for building rubrics. Again, there is a link to Rubistar in your learning resources for this week. You do not have to use Rubistar for this assignment to create this rubric, but if you've not created a rubric before, this is an excellent, excellent place to start. So what we're going to do is pretend that we are creating a rubric for a multimedia assessment piece. And let's say that my students will be engaging in digital storytelling. I'm going to go ahead and fill out this information. And I'm going to give this a subtitle. And then from there, what I'm going to do is begin to select categories for this rubric. And so for example, let's just say that I would like for my students to focus upon point of view or awareness of audience. The amazing thing is that as soon as I select a category, each one of these individual boxes is automatically filled, which is just incredible. And I can actually also change different elements within these boxes if I would like to do that. I can change the point structure if that's something that is important for me to do. And I can continue completing each category. I'm just going to choose some random selections here for this particular example. And I can also create a category of my own, which is very exciting. And I would just fill in these boxes as I see fit in accordance with the particular assessment piece that I am creating this rubric for. And then once I have finished completing this rubric, and you're not required to fill in every row, I simply click Submit. And from there, my rubric appears. Now I can print or download this rubric, or I can make it available online, which is very exciting. Obviously, for this assignment, you will want to download in order that you can include the rubric in Word, or you could even take a screenshot if you'd like of this rubric and paste the image into Word. You have multiple options there, but as you can see, this is a quick and easy way to create a rubric, and especially as you're learning to do so, this is a great tool for learning more about how to create rubrics. And so here you basically will want to upload stages 1 through 3 of your unit plan, including the rubric. And that about wraps things up for week 4. It will be such an honor and a joy and a blessing to learn alongside you over the course of the week. And I'm very excited to see what incredible ideas you will come up with as you engage in the discussion forum and as you complete stage 3 of your unit plan. God bless you all.